Incoming transmission.
Picture this. A recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion on the 24th of April. Hope you've all had a very cracking Easter, and I hope you haven't eaten too many eggs and all that chocolate stuff. Anyway, this is a game by Zero Page and released in 2019, in fact just a few days ago. And in a great news flash, and probably no surprise to anyone, Nintendo have flexed their muscles and basically decided that this isn't going to happen. Now, this is Super Mario Bros. On the Commodore 64. Yes, you heard that right, the C64. Now, it looks and sounds exactly like the NES version. I'm actually playing this on WinVice, because I don't have the facility to transfer it to a C64. But it does work on a C64, a C6128 as well. So we're going to be looking at it. And if you can get it, by the way, you might be lucky to try and find it, then please have a go, because this is blooming great. Anyway, let's first of all look at it graphically. I mean, there's very, very little difference between this and the Nintendo version, obviously. You can hear the sound difference. There's very little. There's very little in this. You could probably put them side by side and you still wouldn't know, unless you saw the machine in front of you, that you're actually playing this on a C64. And the sprites are amazing, the animations are lovely, and everything seems to be where it should be, which is nice. So graphically, it's right up there with the NES version. You can see that there are some colour differences, but you know, it's not a million miles away, is it? And it's just one of those games that you would love to have played back on the C64, even the Spectrum Amstrad, or whatever system you had back in the day. Because not everybody could afford cartridge games, because they were pretty pricey, and they still are, to be fair. Even with the Nintendo Switch, the games are a bit too expensive, I think. This is why people do them on disc, even though the disc games these days are also quite pricey. Now you'll notice there is a little bit of slowdown here. I don't know whether this is the emulator doing it, or whether it's actually got some slowdown issues. If anyone's actually managed to play this on a proper C64, it'd be interesting to find out from the comments if this was actually part of the C64, or whether it was actually just the emulator, but I don't know. I have tried to do a bit of research in this, and apparently the C6128 plays it in C64 mode flawlessly, so there we are. Now we can talk about the options a little bit, actually, because when you first load up the game you are presented with a option screen, which means that it'll auto detect what machine you're using as well. So if you're from the USA and you're using the emulator in C64 in 60 Hertz mode, it will automatically swap to that, which is quite nice. Same with PAL and 50 Hertz, so it will automatically adjust. Also, if you're using a real C64, you can open up a second SID channel, which is quite nice as well. So there we are. More reasons to play it on a C64. But yeah, I think this is great. I think this is absolutely great. 7 years this took the developer. It must be crushing to have done all this work and then for Nintendo just to have swung their ban hammer. It just seems so, it's pointless. I mean, I know that they still charge to play this game on, I believe on the Wii U and the Switch, I think. I mean, I think it's part of, if you've got Switch Online, I think it's part of your subscription that you can play this. But still, it seems a little bit unnecessary, really. But there you go. What can you do? You can't really fight Nintendo, can you? If you're given a cease and desist, you're going to have to pay attention to that. So they are actively shutting down any links to this game right now. So if you have got it already, fair play to you. I unfortunately cannot give you any links to this game because I don't know where there's any available. And I'm certainly not going to put myself in jeopardy by providing links either. So you're going to have to scour the internet, folks, I'm afraid. There should be some retro sites that still have it, but I have no idea. You'll have to Google search that one yourself. So let's move on to sound and music anyway, because the sound and music is practically what you'd get on the NES version, and I just got to say that this is incredible. It's just literally is Super Mario Brothers on a Commodore 64. Absolutely fantastic. I remember this being something that was not available, but there was some teaser footage a few years ago, and then everything just went quiet. And then all of a sudden we've got this fantastic news that Super Mario Bros. 64 is out, and it is, and it's being played right now in front of your eyes, and it's identical to the NES version. So, like I said, it's just a shame that Nintendo felt the necessary to, flex their legal muscles and not allow people to enjoy it. I mean, I would have said that free publicity would have been absolutely everything. I think, they missed a trick here, because the more people that play it, the more people that might want to buy it, But hey, we could argue this all day long. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Let's have a look at the control scheme next. It's very, very simple. You've got your left, your right. You can duck when you're in Super Mario mode. And up is jump. If you hold the fire button down, you can run faster. So that kind of is the 2-button system that you would have got on the NES pad. I believe you can reconfigure the joypad if you need to, if you've got a 2-button one. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to split hairs over that. It's quite good. The jump works quite well on the up button, to be quite honest with you, and it plays remarkably smoothly with that configuration anyway. So, at least that's my opinion. They've done an absolutely brilliant job on this, and I can't give them enough credit, because it's just, I mean, technically, it's absolutely, a marvel. You would have absolutely loved having this game if you'd had this available in the stores to you back in the day, and I would have probably got myself a C64 just based on this game, to be quite honest with you. As you know, I haven't been the C64's biggest fan. Amiga, yes, but C64 never really had one. I had one. I've got one now, obviously, but I didn't grow up with one like a lot of you other retro players. I had a Spectrum, as you are fully aware if you've been a member of this channel for a while, and I've never really looked back. I think the Spectrum was a fantastic little machine, but I think it would have probably struggled to have done this. I mean, it's not impossible, but yeah, it wouldn't have been quite as nice. Playability is just amazing. You would love this game, and we're going into replay factor at the same thing. You would come back to this game again and again. I do believe it's got Luigi as well, but I'm not 100% sure because I haven't tested the 2-player mode out. Age range, pretty much any, because it's just one of those immediately accessible games to any age range as well. So if you are a younger player, you'd like this, and even just for nostalgia value for us older players, you'd love this too. Obviously, it's a side-scrolling platforming game. You have to excuse me, I'm still really, you can probably hear, I'm still full of this horrible cold. It just refuses to disappear. And it's just, I would put this as a C64 bucket list game if you can find it now. Like I said before, Nintendo have swung their banhammer and actually tried to shut this down. And I think it's a great shame, because that's 7 years of somebody's hard work and dedication just to be flushed down the toilet. Must be heartbreaking. But if you can find it, then it means that the developer has not wasted his time, and channels like this, will support anyone really that has the time and effort to do this, just because it's technically not legal. But it doesn't matter. I've got to admire people that take the initiative and try and do something that's a little bit different. Anyway, this has been Super Mario Brothers on the Commodore 64. I've been Rich, and I will catch you very, very soon. You keep it retro, and bye for now!